Okay, let me know if you can hear me. We're going to get started. Welcome, everybody, to the 10-Minute Trades Trade Room. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the Trading Director at 10-Minute Trades. Please remember, all of the trades we take and discuss are for educational purposes. It is possible to trade and lose money trading futures, so please trade carefully. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Jody, how are you? All right, so I've got a couple of things going on. We have a new setup. It's a setup that we've been testing and trading on this report. So let's look at the DMM. I realized that there's a small mistake on the DMM, so please pay attention, please. The entry time is 1401, not 0101. 140100. 140100. Not going to make much of a difference, to be honest. But that's the entry time, 0100. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. The start time, it's a range trade, obviously. 1358 is our entry, and our activate entry time is 140100. 140100. And I'll go over it again when I set up my trade. I also have an after the trade setup. This is a report. It could have just one trade because we're waiting. The way that we're trading it, we're waiting a minute till after the report is out, because what we want to do is try and catch a trend. We want the market to absorb a little bit about the report, and then after a minute, the range that we create is going to get broken one way or the other, and that's the way we want to enter. So the idea behind it is we're looking for a initial move that we're going to wait. We're going to wait for, because as the DMM says, it's important to realize this report hasn't had a good setup in a very long time. We had tried gold on it, we tried breakouts on it, but we try to do a lot of homework. We try to do a lot of testing. Now, look, there's moves to the upside in the NQ now. It's not unusual to get moves before this type of a report. The market's paying a lot of attention to it. So look, we don't trade, normally that first half hour before the report. We're going to wait until after the report. This event can change market direction. Okay, it can. So yes, there may be trades before the news comes out, and that's true of all day long, right? But we're looking to trade the report in a specific way. All right. And it's explained really well. I like the way we explain the range trade. It adjusts the bracket size to market volatility before the news, right? And a minute after. That's what we're doing. And this report is not statistical, doesn't have a forecast. So sometimes the reaction plays out slowly. Okay. It's definitely different than FOMC statement. The FOMC statement has an action that the Fed usually is going to take one way or the other. And So there's a forecast. It's an interest rate. There might be an interest rate forecast. Okay. Going back into November, we traded a very similar setup to this report in November. We created a range. We entered after a minute. And we did it live. Okay. So you see what happened? There could be a big range, and we're going to wait. We've waited a minute. Okay. And now we're going to wait a minute, minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes after the news. We're going to probably not cancel, probably wait for a fill, because usually the market will trend in a direction. This particular month, back in November, you could see it was 1401, 30 seconds, 1402. It was a minute after the range. You could see I had my finger on the cancel, and we waited, and it filled. And I think, yeah, it's going to shoot up, gets the second target. So that we tested. That was, I think, the first month we tried this setup, and we were using the MNQ. It was a very nice little trade. And then February, I remember February, it was a very big range. And in my heart, I was thinking to myself, I was probably saying it in the room, oh my goodness, it's a large range. It's never going to fill. And then it filled 20 seconds later. So it worked very nicely. Last report. Okay. So the setup is a range trade. All right. It's plus 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Graphic shown on chart gets checked. That's so you see the range. Okay. And our range start time is 13:58. 00. 13:58. I'm trading a first target of 25. Let me think about that for a second. I'm going to go 20 on my first, 39, and 60. And you can use anything in between that area. You could do 18 on your first target. Okay. You can do 30 on your second target. All right. You can do 50 on your third. You don't have to use the same targets that I use. Please don't. Use different ones. 30 is the stop. Don't forget, it's a range trade. Don't forget you need an entry time, an activation time, 1401. 1401. It's a range trade. Now, if my first target is hit, what I'm really thinking of doing is if my second target is hit, move the stop to break even -6. And I'm debating whether I want to do it after my second target is hit. And actually, if it hits your second target, you could probably safely move your stop to break even because that's a target somewhere in 30 tick area, right? Somewhere in 30 tick area. If it pulls back beyond that, then it's okay to be taken out because it's already hit your first two targets. That wouldn't be terrible. Wouldn't be terrible at all. Activation time 1401. Range trade. Okay. Range trade. That's my setup. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Let me record this. And I do want to welcome everybody that's watching us on YouTube. I forgot to say hello, so forgive me. Thank you all for watching. Why not click that like button for us? Join the channel. Do all the things we would love for you to do. Hit the notification bell. You'll know the next time we're here. Why not? Right? Thanks for watching. All right. So one more time. Ticks above, 6 and below. Ticks above 6 ticks, 6 below the range, 6 ticks. Graphic shown on chart. Range start time is 1358. And I'm looking for 20 ticks, 39 ticks, and 60 ticks. My stop is 30 ticks. If my second target gets hit, I'm moving my stop to break even automatically. It's a range trade, and the activation time is 1401. That's my setup. Now, I think it is possible there could be a second trade. It's possible. Now, I might be interested in taking one. I might not be. Okay. What I'm not going to do is I'm not setting that trade immediately. Okay. I'm not setting that trade immediately because that trade is also a type of a range trade. So I don't want it to interfere with my current trade. But I do have a secondary trade set up that I might consider taking a second trade because there could be a group of different moves on this report. There might not be, there could be. So that's what I'm looking for. And my second strategy, I'm just calling it after FOMC, 2 contracts, 25 ticks, 80 tick targets, 65 tick stop. I'm doing it as a squeeze play. I will enter the market immediately. That's how I would do it if I'm going to take a second trade. So I only do one tick above the range, one tick below the range, and a one-click bar look back, but I don't use the range buttons to get in. I use the automatically get in buttons, okay? And that's a trade I might consider if maybe the range trade gets canceled, maybe the range trade works or doesn't work, and there's an obvious second opportunity. I might take it, okay? And in some ways, you could say it's a scalp because my first target is only 25 ticks. And that's not very big in this kind of a market. I'm using the squeeze play setup like we do on all the opens that we do, okay? And that trade I will not put on until after the first one because it draws a different range, okay? It's a totally different setup. It's a scalp setup with pretty big targets, with a big second target, really, okay? So that's the plan. That's the plan for this report. A normal JOBB range trade. Let's check our time sync. We check our sync by going to the website time.is. That puts me in sync. And the markets are pretty negative today. The NQ is down, the ES is down, the Dow is down today. You know, Russia decided to ruin the world, and they're ruining the world. They're certainly not helping things. So I don't know how that's going to end easily or quickly. So we got about our range trade will start drawing at 1358. So Andrew, what is the 1401 time? So the 1401 time is the entry time. In other words, we're creating a range with time, right? We're creating a range with time. So the first time you put in is the range start time. That's when we're going to start creating the range. 1358, okay? 1358. And then the range ends at 1401. That's when the range ends. So that's our entry time or our activation time. Okay? Entry time on probably your software. So it's really, if you think about it, we're creating a 3-minute range. And then we will enter 6 ticks above it or 6 ticks below it. Okay? That's how that works. We're using, in the morning, we don't use time. We use signals. And if anything, we don't, I mean, really, we just use signals in the morning. On this report, we're using a specific time. The market didn't like Brainerd's policy comments yesterday. Yes, they sure didn't. The minute she opened her mouth, the market went right into the toilet. So the range trade, one more time for everybody, so we're clear. The range trade, 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below. Graphic shown on chart is checked. If you're going to use the bar look back, which we're not, It's set to 1, but it doesn't matter. We're not using it. We're using time. Range start time, 1358. We're not using bars. We're using time. So we have a start time at 1358. And then scroll down, entry time, activation time, 1401. Choose the targets and the number of contracts you want to trade. We're recommending 15 and 25. Those are small targets, okay? For 2 contract trade. Those are small targets. You can do 20 and 40 on your targets. Decide. It's up to you. I don't tell anyone how many positions to trade, and I don't say exactly what targets to use. You can use targets or a range, okay? Targets are a range of numbers. And the only other thing I'm doing a little bit differently is if my second target gets hit, my stop is going to move by itself to break even. That's target 2 stop move. When target is hit, move the stop to break even, BE. That's my range trade. The range will not start drawing until 1358. Michael, I hope that helped you over there on YouTube. Checking my time sync just for fun. Time is looking exact by going to the website time.is. Any questions? Everybody good? Everybody good? So let's see. Yellen was talking this morning. Um, I haven't seen much on what Biden said today. There was not a lot of commentary on what Biden said. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a move, probably around 2 o'clock. We are not, and our range is going to still calculate until another minute passes. That's normal. Okay, that's the way it's expected to work. So that's what we're planning on. I just happened to be watching gold on the right. I was thinking of watching the ES, but because we used to trade gold on the FOMC minutes, it's sort of, what's the word? It's a throwback look. Gold didn't work all last year on the FOMC minutes. It hasn't been trading well on the report. So thanks everybody on YouTube. Give us a like, hit that like button, smash that like button, as everybody says. Sign up for the channel. Click the notification bell so you know the next time we're streaming. We stream 4 times a week on average. And just keep in mind that the stream is delayed on YouTube. You might not want to trade live. Don't trade live on YouTube expecting it to be on time. Okay. It's going to be late. You're about 20 seconds behind us, at least. Keep that in mind, please. That's why you want to become a Trade Room subscriber. And we have so much fun in the Trade Room also. It's just a party all the time. Uh, Okay, so they're saying that there's been a problem on the Federal Reserve website, and there might be a delay. They're not sure if it's going to delay the minutes. So it's possible. I'm going to try and be aware. This is what Financial Juice just reported. So I'll try to let everyone know if everything's going to be late. If it's going to be late, that ruins our setup. You understand that, right? So I'll have to try to listen. If I, just what we didn't want to hear, we'll have to play it by ear. That is a very big issue for a range trade. So be ready to cancel a range trade if the news doesn't come out on time. I don't have a choice, folks. If the news is not correct, we have to cancel the trade because it destroys our setup almost completely. So it's not a question of being a chicken or, you know, being a jerk or dumb. It we have a setup that's based on time. I'm hoping that they will tell us that we will be able to tell. Just so you know, if you have to cancel a trade, just uncheck the check mark. That's all you have to do. Just uncheck it. You can also, if orders show up on the chart and you're not filled, you could click the X and that would cancel it also. So we should know because we're waiting a minute after the release. We should know. And if it's late, then I have to cancel. I have no choice. Even if even if the setup might work, I'd have to cancel if it's late. So it's 1358. So our range starts to draw. It's exactly what the software is supposed to do. Okay. It's working. I'm optimistic. They're going to release the news on time. Stephen, it's a great question. Right now, I don't know of a website that does that. There was a company and they went out of business about a month ago. There was a website and it's not available anymore. It was a fantastic website and it was called fasteconomicnews.com. So we'll know if the minutes are on time because they'll say so. So we have about 35 seconds. And I'm just going to listen carefully so I can tell if the news is out or not. So I'm going to get quiet right about now. I'm going to be quiet. It's very hard for me to do. It's out. Normal release. Normal release. Normal release. So now we're just going to wait. So we're just going to wait. Okay, so it popped up and dropped down. Unfortunate. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see if I get what I think is a signal. Very disappointing that it didn't work. Very disappointing. Okay, I took a scalp to the long side, looking for a big target. Very big target. I'm trailing. Trying to stay away from the current price. Trailing. It's okay. Trailing. Okay, so I made all my money back. All my money back. That was an $750 trade. My first trade was a $500 loser. I made all my money back. The trade, I think this trade, gold was good. I'm done. Okay. I took my two trades. The range trade didn't work. I took a long. I'm not going to take another trade. Okay. I don't think. I don't think I'm going to take another trade. I doubt it. I did use tick strike to help me get into that long trade. I did use it. I just want to be transparent. I had it on the side. I did use it. Mark, our range worked the last two reports in a row. It worked great. It worked great. That's the truth. How could the MES have been a winner, Chantal? What size stop did you use? Maybe I used too small a stop today. That makes no sense. That makes no sense, Chantal. That the range didn't work. Oh, what were your targets? I went for pretty big targets. I think I went for too big a target. That might have caused my first trade not to work. So it's a shame. My second trade was $740, but my first trade was a loser, 510. 510. But I think I trailed that as well as I could have done. The markets are so bearish today. I think these markets are heading down now. I think it's going to test the low. I don't know if I want to give back all my money with a crazy trade. I'm watching, but I may still be done. I may still be done. I think I'm done because look, it's very, very, very far from the low. Do I want to risk like $700? That's what I'd be risking here. I have a 60 tick stop. I'd be risking 600. I'm thinking no at the moment. Not seeing any signals. I do think a signal of 6 is not very big. Gold obviously tradable on this report today. Today. Calvin, of course I should have skipped the first trade because it lost money. It lost money. If it would have worked, we'd be so happy. It'd be $1,000 day. It happens. You can't, I just can't cry over it. I tried my best. The range has been working. The range has been working. It's been a good trade. I'm sort of glad I haven't jumped into the NQ. I just, it's, it's not following through the way I wanted it to. On the downside, the signals aren't strong enough. I'm sort of glad. Look, you, you got to use a 70 tick stop. Bear with me, folks. I'll be right back. I have to take this. I apologize. I had an emergency phone call. I had to take it. I think that low is going to be tested. I'm just not sure. I think it's going to be tested. Do I want to do it? I may just walk away with my 230 today. Two trades. I'm probably going to walk away with it. 14,520 support. Yeah, I do. Derek, yes. Yes, the timing of the short. I'm so sorry I had to take that call. I had no choice. It's an emergency. Um, I'm not sure I would have taken the trade anyway. I think it's the low that's going to be tested. I think it's going to be tested. I'm just watching to see the signals and the follow through. It would feel I would be entered and then it's pulling back quite a bit. Then it's following. I think it's probably a good short. I do. I just don't know if I'm willing to do it. I think I've waited too long. I feel like I've waited too long. That's the truth. I just feel like I've waited too long. Although this is my magnet trade, it is a magnet trade. My targets are pretty big on my scalp. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. I'd be giving up all the profit today. I just don't know that I have it in me to do it. So it went a couple of ticks there. I'm watching carefully. Yeah, I do think it's going to test that low. I'm just being chicken, if we're honest. That $500 loser is painful. It's hard to have a $700 winner after that. I'm happy to take that second trade and just move into tomorrow. But it's tough. It's the psychology of it. I feel like I've been late taking it, even though I put 100 tick stop on that. It's gonna hit that. It's gonna hit that low. It's gonna hit it. I could be a chicken and go for my first target. I'm just too chicken today. Okay, so I took myself out with another $200. I made another 200. Okay, or 185. 185. So I went from 230 to 415. 230 to 415. Close the trade room before I give it all back, Mark. Close the trade room. It's going to test the low. It's going to test the low. We know it. Let's watch. Let's watch. You can trade it on the MNQ, right? You can trade it on the MNQ. Let's watch just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. Let's watch till it tests the low. I'm not sorry I made 415. I can live with it. I can live with it. Let's watch. How did everybody else do? Did anybody else trade? Did anybody else trade? Take your profit and run, Steve K. Wait till it will resolve after a few minutes after 2:30, and then they will take it long. Okay. I don't think today's a long day. However, I really don't. Arthur, nice to see you there on YouTube. On YouTube. Here we go. Here it goes. Use 100 tick stop, and you'll get a test of that low. I don't want to give it back now. All right, that's where I'm at. I'm done. I'm watching now. I'll watch it. I will watch it. Give me a roll call. Everybody else, did you trade? Did anybody else trade? Did you make back the money with me on the second trade? Did you make back the range money? Did you lose the range money? Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. I'd like to know if you traded. Mark, you mean one good short? One good short? When did you have a long? That was a short, wasn't it? Wasn't my good trade a short? It was a short. I got to look at the video. I got to look at the video. No, I got stopped on my long. My long was a stop. I have the video. I'll play back the video in a minute. I just want to watch it test the low. We know it's going to do it. We know it's going to do it. The magnet is just too strong. But you need a big stop because look at that candle that was just before us, right? What if you got in right here and it went all the way up there? You need a darn big stop, 20, 80, 100 ticks, 100 ticks. Here it goes. Here it goes. So I'm going to walk with my 415 today, even though I know that, look, here it is. Here it is. Next time, I'm just going to close my eyes and walk away. No, my second trade was a short. It was absolutely short. Absolutely. Here's the test. Now you can all shoot me. Now you can all shoot me. There's the test. Now I'm not going to get in now. No way. No way. No way. All right. Tell me what happened to you. Mark, it's good advice. It's good advice. Don't trail your stop until candles close. I think Mark has some good advice. It's some good advice. Don't trail your stop until candles close. We might do much better with runners. Okay. That's what he's saying. It's good advice. It's good advice. Keep the stop. There's that test. Okay. Who else? Did anybody else trade? Chantal, you traded? Anyone? No one else traded? Not anybody? So on YouTube, thank you for the likes. Give us those likes. Give us those likes. Appreciate the likes. On YouTube, boy, this market is negative today. Wow. This is a negative market. So too bad the range trade didn't work. Too bad the range trade didn't work. Darn it. That was a $500 loser. So I made back 900 on the after trades. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm not unhappy. Not unhappy. Oh, Langford, that stinks. That stinks. Did anybody else trade? Anybody else trade? Anybody else? So FOMC, I still think our range trade is good. Let's look at the video, folks. I'm not going to trade now. Let's look at the video. All right. Let me record. Let me end the recording. All right, let's take a look at this recording. Let me just take a quick picture. Let's watch. Let's see what happens. So I believe that all my trades, people are saying I took longs. I don't think so. I think I took shorts, except for the range trade. The range trade was a long. The range trade was a long. Okay, here's the range. And I didn't really want to be long. I got to be honest. I was thinking of moving my target. I really thought it hit the first target. It almost looks like it hit the first target. I guess it did. I'm looking to see if it hit the first. It did. It did hit the first target, folks. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It did not. It just missed it. No, you can see three stops. Three stops. That was a long. My first trade stopped out long. Second trade. You all are right. Oh, yeah, I'm losing my mind. I trailed long. I apologize. Okay. Second trade long, third trade short. Third trade short. Waited pretty long, too. I got out good, but big stop would have tested the low. Big stop would have tested the low. You needed at least my stop on the first trade, Chantal, was 35. 30, 35, it probably should have been 60. It probably should have been 60. Chantal, take a look and tell me what would have worked. Would 50 have worked? My entry was, my entry was, let me see if I can tell, 14,571. 14,571, it looks like. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot. I swear I forgot. I took 3 trades. 2 longs, 1 short. I don't know, man. In the minute, in the moment, God only knows what direction I went. All right. I want to thank everybody on YouTube. Thank you all for watching. Oh, hold on. Don't close YouTube yet. Arthur wants to see a 1-second chart. Arthur, why don't you come in the room? Arthur, there's a 1-second chart. So you can't see enough of it, Arthur. You can't see enough of it. Here's a 1-second chart. So the 1-second chart, it's too much data. There's just too much data for now. 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Here's the 1-second. Trying to get to the trade here. Too much data. I can't deal with it. Sorry. Next time, Arthur. Next time. Come into the room. Come into the room. We would have needed a 65 tick stop. Okay. It's a big stop. Big stop. But it's worth taking it. It's worth taking it. All right, everybody on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, sign up. Chantal, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. So YouTube, here's what you can do. Come and join the trade room on YouTube. All you got to do, www.jointhetraderoom.com. We only charge $97 a month. You could have made it back today. You could have made it back today. www.jointhetraderoom.com. Jointhetraderoom.com. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Okay. We'll be here 8 o'clock for the Thursday unemployment trade. All right. Arthur, okay. All right, everybody. Okay. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Are there any questions? Any other questions? Anybody? So we needed a 65 tick stop on the range trade to make it work. I would have used it. I would have used it. It's too bad. We've been using big stops. We've been using big stops. It's been working with a smaller stop. It's partly why we didn't use such a big one on it. It is partly why we didn't use such a big one. All right, folks. I'll see everybody tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. I'm still not unhappy. I had a $900, $25, 3 trades. Let's say I had 1 loser, 2 winners. 1 loser, 2 winners. I can live with that. I can live with that. I'm glad I traded my plan. The plan was to trade also after the news, after our first trade. That was the plan. Trade after. So it was worth doing. It was worth doing. All right. I'll see everybody in the morning. See everybody in the morning. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Take care, everyone.